Good evening, everybody. I'm Cashy King. I got my chef way to the left. Like your wall is right over to my left.
Star of the show, right dead center.
That's it, dead center. This is the Sports Goombahs, and we're rocking the 515 studios here in Lower Deep Bucks County. Buried where you can't find us, but you can hear us at www.sgshow.net. You can also see us, too. We're live on Twitter at
Sports Goombahs.
That's right. And also on Facebook. And
it's actually on Twitter right now.
Yeah, that's right. We're there. And starting next week, and I got it right this time.
Please don't say it.
Yeah, we will be doing Periscope every now and then. In fact, before the show, we might even on too. So check us out next week. Just go to Sports Goombahs. I think Periscope's part of Twitter anyway.
It is.
It's all hooked up.
Not my part of Twitter though.
All right.
I'm gonna say I'm not the guru of it. That's your
guru.
That's your forte.
Guru. Gary Guru.
That's your forte.
Yes, you are the guru of the Wednesday night guru here.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. If you're in this fantasy football league right now and you don't tune in on Wednesday night to hear Mikey give out what he thinks you should be playing,
8-1.
8-1.
It ain't our fault.
What?
No.
You're not tuning in. It ain't our fault.
It ain't tuning in for Mike. It ain't our fault.
Don't use the ain't our fault for that one. That's
gimmick
the pick
infringement.
session. All right,
When it usually is our fault.
Anyway, this is the Sports Goombahs and brought to you by Castle Public Adjusters, #1 public adjusters in the Delaware Valley. You have an insurance claim, you need to give them a call. You don't go to court without a lawyer. You should not go against your insurance company without the expert. That's Castle Public Adjusters, 215-752-1237, or check them out at www.castlepa.com. All right, guys. Before we get started here, I want to put my 2 cents into this Greg Hardy crap and the Dallas Cowboys.
Shoot.
Now, I don't blame Greg Hardy for where he's at today playing football on the Dallas Cowboys. I don't blame him there. Somebody gave him a contract. I blame the stinking owner of the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, because all he wants is to win a Super Bowl where he's the general manager, and he will do whatever it takes to get there, regardless of what anybody else thinks, regardless if anybody's been to jail or whatever record where you're convicted or not. Doesn't matter. If you can play the position he needs you for to help him win the Super Bowl as he's the general manager. Because before he dies, he wants the Super Bowl as the so-called general manager of the team, the one who put it together. And that's what he's done so far. Okay, so, Greg Hardy, just going back, whatever. He did what he did, and I don't think he should play for. He wouldn't play on my football team. I don't think he'd play on Mike's or B's team either. And if you hear by some of the players on the field saying the things they say why they're playing him, a couple of the guys on the Eagles wanted to give him extra hits just because he was who he was. But it's not his fault he's on the Cowboys. They offered him a contract. They offered him millions of dollars to play football. What's he supposed to say? Nah, I'm a bad guy. I'm not going to play. The owners, the league, everybody else should be on Jerry Jones. Jackass that he is. And he is. And he sticks up for the guy left and right. Team leader? Are you kidding me? Team leader? Take a look at those pictures. Is that a team leader? You can't have a team leader who has those photos, who's done that to anybody. So I don't want to hear about, Greg Hardy anymore. Here's what he is, okay? But he didn't put himself on that football team. He was paid to be there by another idiot. So Jerry Jones is the one that should be taking all the heat for this, not Hardy. He should be in jail. But then again, when you have that kind of cash, you can stay out of jail, okay? And that's what he did. But needless to say, my point is that Jones is the problem here, okay, as far as the NFL is concerned. He gave him the job. That's my point of view.
All right, you have some valid points.
I think so.
I don't know that though. I don't.
Absolve him from what though? We're not talking about I'm talking about the NFL. What we had to watch on TV. What we had to listen to. He's playing in the NFL. Okay, and the only reason he's there because every other team passed on him. Jones wanted him because he thought that this guy would fit a spot to help him get to a Super Bowl.
Okay, I can see that, but based on what?
What are you talking? Based on what?
Well, what's
the question?
If he thought he was going to get him, I mean, wasn't Hardy when it was with the Panthers? That's who he was released from. Yeah. They were 0-8, right?
Panthers.
All right, and since he's been back with the Cowboys, they were 0-4, right?
The Cowboys, you mean?
Yeah, he's been back when he was with the Panthers. They were 0-8.
They were not 0-8. They made the playoffs last year.
Yeah, they made the playoffs. They
started out poorly, but they weren't 0-8.
Listen,
he got suspended. He got suspended like week 2.
He's one of the better.
He played like one game.
He's one of the better defensive players in the league.
Yeah, he is.
And if he didn't have this problem, he warrants the contract. But he did something that he shouldn't be doing, and he should be in the NFL. And he wouldn't be if Jones didn't give him a contract.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, but to say the NFL, you know, like, how do you give Tom Brady all that suspensions and all this comes out and you don't do any more?
I'm not even talking about that. That's not even what equals the equality in the suspensions. That's not even the point here. My point here is that the only reason he's in this league is because the jackass owner is thinking of himself and his team. That's all he wants is that Super Bowl. He couldn't care less. I don't want to hear about spousal beatings and stuff. Jerry Jones could give a shit about anything but a Super Bowl that he built. That's what it's been day one since he got rid of Jimmy Johnson. That's been his thing. And that's it. This has got nothing to do with equaling suspensions between 10 games or 4 games. Tom Brady. Thank God we got Tom Brady playing football in this league. Because he's the only real talent out there. Every week this guy gives you a great football game. Any way you look at it. So we can't put Tom Brady in it. NFL needs Tom Brady more than Tom Brady needs the NFL. I was
comparing the punishments.
But that's what this is about. We're not talking about punishments here. Could care less about the punishment. You shouldn't be in the realm of having a punishment. Shouldn't be on an NFL team at all.
Exactly.
Because if you didn't have cash, this girl would have took him to the courts. He would have been locked up.
Yeah.
Bottom line, he's locked up. You see those pictures. You can't. There's no way she provoked that. So
nobody would provoke that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So whatever. Those pictures tell the story.
See, if that was a cop that had done that to somebody, we'd be calling for his job. Why can't we call for this guy's job? Why can't he
did
be
lose his job?
out?
But he got another job. All right. I've been silent enough. I'll say my piece.
Good.
Which is, it's not. I don't agree as wholeheartedly as Cashy does. Yes, what he did was horrible, and that doesn't mean he should never be allowed to play the sport again. But my thing is, look what Ray Rice did, which was pretty much just as bad, if not worse. His was straight up cold cock to the face.
Who's he playing for?
That's just because he's 30 years old.
Right, okay.
It's because the year before that he averaged 2.8 yards a carry. He was the worst running back in football. If he averaged 5.8, he'd still have a job. Trust me. Michael Vick got a job. My thing with it is
after he paid his time though.
Exactly. My point is, Hardy with when Vick came out, he went to PETA. He went through all the animal rights things. He apologized up and down, served his time, and now he's back in the league. And he got a good $100 million deal afterwards. Ray Rice came out, obviously immediately apologized and all this. He's just not in the league, like I said, because he's not good enough. My issue with obviously not the only issue, but the only issue I have with him being back this soon is the fact he's never apologized until 3 days ago.
Worse
than 3
that.
days ago was the first time he apologized because it got out what he did. Because the actual pictures got out.
Worse than that. He comes back the first day and he starts going after Brady.
Yeah, that's after he's already signed. You can't do anything about that. My thing is, if he did what he did, he missed the entire year last year. He missed a year. So that was his punishment plus the 4 games this year. But if he came out, day one from last year and said, "Look, I was wrong. I was in the heat of the moment. I did something completely horrible," and he apologized left and right, I'd have absolutely no problem with him being back in the league. Just like I wouldn't have no problem with Ray Rice being back in the league, which is why I had no problem with Mike Vick being back in the league. My issue with Hardy isn't so much what he did. Obviously, what he did is horrible. But if you say the right things and you serve your time, you do deserve to get a job again. If something like this happened to you, I obviously would never wish that. You lose your job at your place. Does that mean you should never cook ever again the rest of your life? No, you deserve another chance. You didn't kill somebody. You shouldn't be in jail for the rest of your life. You serve your time. You do what you have to do.
He's not Ray Lewis. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Mike Vick
he was wearing a nice outfit.
Mike Vick served his time. He came out. He did things that would help improve his image with
exactly.
We're all saying he served time
and kids, but yeah, exactly. He did his time and he apologized for it. I mean, Hardy thinks he's bigger than the game.
And that's the issue I have is the fact that he hasn't come out. I mean, now that the pictures guy goes, "Oh, whoa, my bad. I didn't mean to do that." But if he came out day one and said, "Look, bad moment. I was awful. I did something really effed up, and I admit that I was wrong, and I'll do whatever it takes to make it right." Then we're not having this conversation right now. We're not.
His demeanor on the field too. And
he just comes off as a dick. He's not. He doesn't seem like a nice guy.
Yeah, right. He's
doesn't seem remorseful.
He's doing this. He's trying to. And this Jones. He's my team leader. He's come on, man. I mean,
it's early for that. Because like I said, at one point, yes, Mike Vick was an Eagles leader.
Yeah.
It's not to say you can never be a leader again. You can you're more inclined to be a leader if you go through troubles like that and fight your way back up. But he hasn't done that. He from day one said, I didn't do anything or whatever he did say. He didn't say he definitely wasn't apologetic.
My thing is this. He paid for it, Vic.
Yeah.
He paid for it. He did his time. This guy has only been punished financially. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no that I guess that's what irks me the most.
Well, that's the issue that happened with Ray Rice and with Hardy. Their wives/girlfriends accepted money in return of not going to jail. These dogs couldn't say, "Hey, give us some money." You kill the dogs, you got to go to jail. I mean, there's no one. The dogs aren't saying, "All right, pay us off,"
Yeah.
like their wives/girlfriends are doing. Unfortunately, I don't know. They wanted to pay. I mean, great. I would do the same thing. Don't get me wrong. If Greg Hardy punched me in the face right now, I'd say, give me $1 million and we'll make this go away. I would, but then again, I'm a man. It's a much different scenario. But that's my opinion on the whole thing. Like I said, it's not the fact that he can't be in the league ever again. It's just that he hasn't paid. Like I said, he hasn't paid his dues.
It's got, you're talking about the league itself is so pro this stuff. About for the last 2 years, the advertisement and all the money they collected for, and even the tight end Witten.
Yeah, Witten's very anti.
Yeah, he's anti, and he's on the same team here, and all that going on. You would think that Hardy would, he's coming to the Cowboys because they are just going to help him out. Okay, maybe it's the type of team he goes to that helps him out. But then you start off the way he did, forget about it. It's not. Yeah,
he's come out awful. He can't. I mean, he is at no point was he ever trying to make things right.
Now, you had stated too that you are like Kelsey, and in particular it was Kelsey and Lane Johnson. Every chance they could, they gave him. I do believe the quote was, "I put a little bit more mustard on my blocks for him."
So they quoted. I don't know if they really did that. It's easier said than done. I didn't see it like that, and of course we wouldn't anyway. But any player could say that. But it shouldn't have to come down to that. That type of player shouldn't be on the field. If you have other players thinking like that, and they're playing in professional football, he shouldn't be on the field. Yeah. Okay, that's not what the game's there for. Okay, it's not the game's not there for Hardy. The game's there for us. All right, and that's why I think like I do. That's why I think Jerry Jones should be fined for being stupid. I know you're shaking your head. No, I understand what you're saying, but if you look at it from the reality of it, Jones is supposed to be one of the upper guys in the NFL. He's supposed to be a leader, one of the better owners. Trying to make the league better and do something like this. You know what I mean? It's just not right.
Here's a question I want to pose to both of you. If Greg Hardy played for the Eagles, would you be saying the exact same things?
Yes. Yeah, I would be, because when Vic first came over here, I didn't like that. But then when Vic made himself right with it, it was okay with me. But Vic didn't come here and say, bring your dogs. In fact, we named the dog after him. You didn't bring your dogs over here and we'll whack a couple of them for you before you started. He came right out before he came out of jail.
I just want to know.
I think I said, I'm all about, and I'm going to quote myself, I'm all about second chances. I just wish it wasn't my team.
I know it. It is. When Vic came back, and Nat was still here, the same player. It was like, I don't know why the two of them were going to be on the team together, but that was just, the Eagles gave Vic a chance. They had conversations with him, whatever. Jeffrey Lurie wanted to bring him in here, give him another shot, knowing McNabb was hitting the road in a couple years, probably with the contracts and that kind of thing. And Lurie probably thought that he had a chance to have a player who still had something left. Hasn't played for 2 years. He's not beat up as he should be. 2 years. I don't know what 2 years in prison is like. Who knows? But if Michael Vick, it probably wasn't as bad as it could be.
It was a rest. Yeah, it was a rest from taking hits.
That's right. And good though. So that's my.
I don't think the average Eagle fan would be as outraged if it was an Eagle. I don't. That's just what I think.
I don't know. Greg Hardy was 2 seconds away from helping win a football game, but he's a little slow, I guess. He should have got to Bradford's arm quicker. He was like a second off when that pass in overtime yesterday.
Or maybe Bradford was just a little bit more spry this week.
I'm sure he was.
He ran a couple times. He rolled out a couple times. Surprised me.
Yeah. Speaking of Bradford and Eagles, we had a good game yesterday. I mean, it's once again a typical Eagle game, a roller coaster game. It starts off with you want to just yell and scream at everybody as they're a circle pass to the right, as they do every football game that they start with. And never saw a team come out and just run the same play all the time. But 3 and out. Kick the ball, 3 and out, kick the ball until they let the other team get a lead on them, and then they start to play a little bit of football. I like the defense. I just think they keep giving up the short passes left and right, and the secondary just doesn't close it. I think they're giving up too much in front constantly. Especially the first half. It's like they weren't going to stop anybody unless they went deep. For the most part.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. I mean, the defense played good. I mean, they gave up 14 points through 3 quarters. That's a good, in this day and age, that's good defense. Yeah. I mean, it is bend but don't break, but they're not breaking. I mean, they're not getting torched. I mean, they had the one Hail Mary. I mean, what are the odds of that of that being caught? Yeah. And out of 10 times, probably the other 9 times it falls to the ground.
Well, he should have been sacked anyway, but he's good enough to get out of there. I just think
a little Rummo-esque.
Yeah, I just think the third down is just they're terrible on third down. Stopping the third down.
Yeah, but that's unfortunate.
But, they
been
do lead the league in takeaways, so that's a big deal.
If you keep getting them, then it doesn't really matter how many third downs you give.
Yep.
You can give up 5 of them in a row, but if you eventually pick the ball off.
Bradford threw the deep ball, I think twice yesterday. Two good look. The one deep pass we threw it up. It was caught by Matthews, who managed not to drop a ball last night.
Yeah,
I don't remember seeing him drop
fairly certain he dropped one.
Did you?
One. And Austin, too.
But I mean, one that fell right out of his hands or one that was like a hard touch.
Yeah, I think he dropped one.
Yeah, he dropped one, yeah.
Didn't see much of Darren Sproles again. What do you have, 2 yards on the day?
No, he had more than that. But
I didn't see. I remember seeing him one play. That's about it. One running play up the middle. That was it.
I saw him a couple times.
Yeah, I don't hear too much from him.
Yeah, I mean, he had 23 rushing yards, and he caught a couple balls. But no, I mean, just for the game itself, like I said, it's like I mentioned on the fantasy show on Wednesday with when I talking up Matthews, toward Matthews, I was saying it's like he's gonna get the balls because that's really all they have, and that's why I at the time I was saying you can start him. Luckily, hopefully, he did start him. Yeah. But he said because by default, like they're other than him, I know people wanted to bash this. Oh, this is the worst. This is worse than Thrash and Pinkston, which I thought was the most idiotic statement I ever heard in my life. Because Jordan Matthews smokes both of them combined. Other than him, honest to God, there is nothing in in terms of wide receivers. Yep. Miles Austin was our second most targeted guy out there. That's pathetic.
Yeah, and they're going to try to pick up anybody who's old.
I mean, it's the guy. It's the guy. He couldn't even make the Browns. He was cutting the Browns. Yeah, and he's going to apparently be our number 2 now. And apparently Riley Cooper's hurt. And
I just think, Chip thought that he had with the 3 running backs, the tight ends. He needed one wide receiver he could depend on.
No, this is the NFL. You need more than one wide receiver.
I'm saying, I know, but I
don't think honestly, I thought that. There's no way. There's no way you could go in this year, but you know what? One wide receiver, I'm good to go.
Cooper and Aguilar were supposed to be.
We all I'm sure he did just like we all did. We expected something from Nelson Aguilar. Why is he not on the field? He's healthy now. He's not hurt anymore. Why is he?
Maybe he don't know the playbook. That's usually what happens.
Then you put him on. All right, his one route is all right. You go deep. That's it.
Yeah, I know what you do with him, but I'm just saying that
you don't need to learn the playbook if your one route is
that stops
deep.
An NFL player from him when he doesn't know when the
something's up
because calls the plays, you don't know him, man. That's a big problem.
He shouldn't be getting out snapped by Miles Austin.
No, definitely.
We're talking about it like they lost. They did. I mean, obviously they won the game.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
But
I'm Philly, baby.
Well, it's because when I'm looking at the box score and I'm looking for receivers and I just see Matthews and it's Murray, Ertz, Huff, Sproles. I'm like Jesus. Like after the running backs and Matthews, it was ugly. Yeah. I mean the other than Matthews, our wide receivers had 3 catches. Yeah, that's three catches.
That'll be a big problem.
It's not good.
Teams. I'm looking.
Yeah, exactly. You can't play the 2-6 Cowboys led by Matt Castle every week.
I'm starting to look down the NFC. I'm wondering who's the better team now. Is Carolina the team? No. But you said it was the Packers by far. You said there was no question. It wasn't until this week till they got their ass kicked.
Okay.
So things change in the NFL.
Are you gonna go on record and say, Mike, you were right and I was wrong? Are you gonna say that or no? Because you said it was this unquestioned Packers, but easily. And I said, wait, Carolina's still undefeated. Well, they are now. I mean, you're right. All right. That's all I'm looking for.
I don't know if Packers are still at the best team. I know right down they're on a slide right now. They lost 2 in a row, and I really didn't think they would lose 2 in a row.
Because Rodgers looks human. Yeah, it does. That's my next thing. Rodgers. 3 weeks ago we were praising him as the second best quarterback, or even equal to Tom Brady, and maybe an MVP in this league. But now he's you're right. I don't think he's equal to. Not anymore. Although it's not. It's not 100% his fault. And even in his prime, even when he was at his peak, I didn't think that. For one reason being, obviously, he's never been able to make nobody's somebody. It's not. That's something he's never done before. That whole New England team. There's not one first-round draft pick starting on New England Patriots. And secondly, I think I was trying to think if there was one, but other than I can't think of anybody actually. But other than that, with Green Bay, I mean, the fact that he doesn't have Belichick, it's a hindrance. It makes you not as good as who does have Belichick. I watched Brady in amazement. I really do. I mean, I watched him 10 years ago. Thought he was great back then. He didn't even have a great quote unquote game. Yeah. But he still had a Brady game. It was not. He knows how. He knows when. It was it was a coast to coast unquestioned win. It's time to win the football game. He goes and wins it. It's the only way the Patriots really lose football games. They beat themselves. That's it. I mean, has Brady's thrown 2 interceptions this year? Actually, I think he's thrown 1. It was. He threw 1. I'm trying to think if he threw any this week. I don't think he did. I don't think he did. So no, he didn't because I have him in fantasy. He has 1. He has 1 this year. One. That's incredible, man. But then again,
him, like other quarterbacks in the league, are working the system too. I mean,
Oh,
when you're as good
absolutely.
as he is putting the ball where you need to, and you know your receiver can't be touched, or it has at least to have a chance to catch the ball. He's thriving on the system.
Well,
now.
in this day and age, you can't. You're not even allowed to go for interceptions, as we saw with that call.
Oh man, awful.
That
awful.
was I tweeted that out. That and many people agreed with me. I got some retweets and people were tweeting at us. It was the worst call I've ever seen in the history of football.
Well,
of like not like a flat out botch like I'm sure you saw the.
It's almost like the ref just saw the corner of his eye.
Did you see the Michigan State game this weekend?
Yes.
The guy ran out of like that's one of those where it's like it's a flat out botch of like a questionable like on the spot PI or not PI call. That was the worst call I've ever seen.
You know what's going to happen if these calls start determining outcomes of the game? They're going to start reviewing the calls. That's the next step here, especially.
And we talked about that.
It's going to be a different color flag. That's all.
It's what it is. It's going to be that some of these head-on-head tackles are not.
Yeah.
They're not head-on-head. This so happened that the player goes in,
just looks
he
like
bends
it.
down, and it's
because it's fast and hard.
And you know what? These refs just throw it. Yeah, right. Fast and hard get you a flag now. That's it. Yeah, that's football. I mean, you're changing the game. Fine. It'll take 10 years to do that, but in the meantime, don't change outcomes.
Well, it will be. I honestly believe that there'll be a different color flag coming down. You got a yellow one for penalties. You got a red one for challenges for plays,
probably, but I mean,
and probably like a green or something. Or
the green into a green field.
I
know you're going with.
Yeah,
you can't get that by him, man.
Well, you wouldn't see it.
Lime green.
He's
something good on TV.
Outside the box.
I think I'm way outside the box.
He's already thought about this.
Here, the thing is, it's going to have to start at Pee Wee football, right up through high school, through colleges, learning how to play this game different before it can be, translated into the NFL. Because that's how players right now. Every player in the NFL.
With that play in particular, I mean, Dez was literally running through the defender, who was falling backwards, and he went backwards to try to make a pick.
Yeah,
he wasn't even.
He didn't see the ball.
Horrible.
The defender saw the ball.
Yeah,
that was nuts.
So, and they called on him. I was like,
I thought it was the offensive passes.
If anything, it would.
I was like, oh wow, that's a great.
And
they hardly ever call it. I thought, man, that was a great call.
I think Collinsworth said that.
He said that he is. Which way it was going to go. Yeah. And it's one of those things where it's just like that. I mean, you said that could have cost you the game. Yep. It came down to a coin flip, which there's apparently some.
I don't know how there was controversy.
There's controversy about what
I heard him say.
No,
tails.
I'm not even trying to play into it.
I
heard heads.
I woke up this morning to something on the radio, and I thought it was like a dream. I kept hearing head.
No, some Cowboys blogger put this video out saying like it's unquestioned he called heads, and I'm not trying to just be devil's advocate. When I first heard it, I heard heads. I heard heads as the call. I don't know how this ever happens. You remember the whole Jerome Bettis Thanksgiving years ago, like 15 years ago. How is that something you don't understand? Like, and it shouldn't be like, all right, I'm flipping it. What do you call? It should be like, what do you want? Oh, you want heads? Okay.
Yeah, doesn't one guy call it?
But they're like this. They're like, all right, what do you want? Heads? Okay. What? He said heads. It's like, why?
Tails it is.
Make sure we have it ahead of time. You want tails? Okay, he said tails. Like, there's no argument. Why are we flipping it as we're calling it?
Because that's how you do it on the street. It's not how you do it for an NFL
but now
game.
we have this controversy. Well, he said heads.
No,
he said tails. Like,
what's more stupid than at overtime bringing out all the captains and everybody to center field? You know what I mean? Center field.
What do you want them to do?
Well, just take one guy, two guys out there. It's not like it's the start of a game. You got to bring the captain, start shaking hands again. Just flip the damn coin and move on.
You're the captains. You have to go out.
Yeah. Well, the most important thing
is two coaches out there.
There shouldn't even be any controversy. And I know two Dallas fans, and they were talking about it. Like he was saying, he goes, look, and I listened to it. I'm a Dallas fan. And he said tails. And then he goes on to say, we had 3 chances at the end of that game to win that game.
Yes,
and the referees helped us 3 times too.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with they lost because of that. Because they only got there because of the call. Yeah. But my point is that, I mean, like I said, it shouldn't be any. There should never be question, and it shouldn't be multiple people allowed to call. Because apparently Maxwell was saying heads, while Maragos was saying tails. Look, this. All right, who's talking? What do you want? Tails, cool. Flip. Like, why is there any kind of debate on this?
Stupidity, man.
and something that it comes down. I mean, the NFL is such you can't just give up games. It's not like baseball where it's like, oh, we threw one away, we'll get it back tomorrow. Like football, you need those wins.
Yep.
So you can't put it on some kind of like. I think he said tails. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he said tails. Especially imagine the millions of dollars that would change hands illegally through legally through the outcome of these games. I mean, to leave it up to, I think he said this kind of, and like I said, and it's one of those: is the dress blue or black or is it white or gold?
Oh yeah.
I could honestly, my initial, I heard heads, but I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm glad we won. I'm glad we won the game.
I missed all that excitement.
Are you sleeping?
I guess so. Not during the game. I mean, what, during the coin flip?
Yeah.
I was making another sandwich.
You're probably on one of your dates
again.
again.
My fifth sandwich, man, on that game.
Fifth sandwich?
Fifth sandwich. I was eating away. Ugh.
Even the chef only eats 2.
I know you're live. I know you're live on Tinder all the
listen,
time.
I had that. My knife was halfway across the sink, waiting for that second sandwich.
I always do. You gotta, because you never know. You never know if that second one's coming.
Somebody tagged me in a picture of that.
I do that. I do that too.
And I laughed. I went, I always start off with 2, and then
That's
I
what
think
you said, yeah.
I always start with 2.
I did it again today. I've been doing that for my whole life, putting that.
My whole life.
Halfway
over. You have to. I agree. I never thought I agreed with you on something.
So you make the silly mistake of putting all the food away then.
No, I don't put it away. No, leave it out.
I put the bread out the lunch meat. I threw it back in the refrigerator. And back before the show, I had 2 sandwiches. I'm on the rye bread and turkey kick right now.
By the way, we have to let you know we do have Joey Wenzel's checking in on Twitter. He said Cashy is a white version of Stephen A. Smith, is what he said.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, and he kind of agrees. Now he doesn't agree with us. He said he would take Hardy at a discounted price every single time.
A white version of Stephen A. Smith.
That's got to sting a little bit.
He's whacked from the show, man.
He's done?
Hit him off. He's done. He don't even get to come today.
I'll block him on Twitter.
Was he here for? He was one of the fantasy.
He's one of the fantasy guys.
He's done.
He's also, I believe, he's like
Terry's shirt. He's dead to me.
He's like 1-7 in my league.
There's a better way. You can compare a better person you can compare me to than Stephen A. Smith, because I don't like the guy.
He could have said you were like a Skip Bayless. Would that have been better?
That whole show is bad. Nah, I can't do it.
I didn't think so.
I'm Cashy the King, okay? That's it.
What that means, I'm not sure yet, but
it doesn't matter what.
But he is Cashy the King.
It ain't no, Stephen A. Smith. Man.
Yeah, it was rough. I'm sorry about that.
I watched the 2 of them burp for 5 minutes the other day, man. Awful stuff. I don't know how ESPN has them on the whatever you're gonna do. That's their problem, not mine.
I'm trying to talk.
I won't give them any time of day.
So yesterday, although the Eagles, big game yesterday. Big win, excited city, but we have to wake up this morning and find out that our new and improved middle linebacker, the next one. Well, I thought excellent, smart kid, man, fast, and done for the season.
Jordan Hicks, in case.
Jordan Hicks. Yeah,
might as well say his name.
Yeah, well, I didn't get there yet. I don't say names first. I say them after.
I'm sure he's gonna call him Jordan Hawks or something. Jerry
Hawks, man.
Jerry Hawks.
Jerry Hawks.
But yeah, that's a tough blow.
Speaking of Hawks, man, Ed Hockley, the referee for the Eagles game yesterday.
Yeah, he's
comes out there flexing. He likes to point and show his arms off. He likes to be on TV, man. Sometimes I wonder if he calls penalties to get himself on there.
Well, he doesn't always call the penalty. He just has to announce it.
It doesn't matter. He's just like, get one for me, guys. I need to get on TV, get a little buff up over here.
He's like 70 now. He's not as buff as he once was.
Yeah, he's still the big.
Looking a little deflated these days.
What were you saying, man? I really interrupted you again.
No, I was just asking if first I was talking about Hicks, but I was going to ask you, if we watched any of the games, any thoughts.
Yeah,
finally got it. He took an L.
Well, Manning, he looked a little old. He started, he's like you've been saying, he's starting to break down. He can't win games himself, but he definitely doesn't need one of his better defensive players doing something stupid. I mean, you're poking a guy. What's the guy's name? Poked him in the eye.
Aqib Talib.
And what are you gonna do with that? It cost him 15 yards. I think that it put him out of field goal range, or gave the other team the first down, and it pretty much sealed the clock for him for the rest of that game. And that stuff Manning's not used to. On his type of football teams, that doesn't happen. Okay.
Well, he can't control it.
I'm just saying. I know. No, but players know. Even if you're on defense, you screw up like that, you got to face.
He said it was an accident. Do you think it was an accident?
What, poking a guy in the face?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It might have been an accident. The hands were up. I don't think he went up there. I'm going to poke him in the
exactly.
eye. Yeah, no.
People were acting like he was up there.
Like it was Curly and Shemp or something.
Just trying to rip it.
He's fine. The NFL's fine him. So evidently they thought it was a flagrant
malicious.
Act, right? Malicious. Yeah, malicious act they called it. But he should. First of all,
he ain't no Mo Howard.
He didn't have anybody to defend there. It wasn't that bad of a scum. You know what I mean? They were just they were pushing back and forth. That was it. Get back in the huddle and get this third down done. But that's the NFL mentality these days. Everybody's a tough guy with helmets and pads on. You got to go poking your fingers through the helmet to get some.
That's all you can do. It's all you can make a contact.
Don't bother. You know what I mean? Don't bother. And it's like when two guys want to square off when they're fully padded, with like they're in a boxing.
Never understood that. Yeah, I mean, I was looking around the league, just other games, and I've been preaching for a couple of weeks now. The Vikings, and the Vikings looking pretty good. It's a good defense. They suck even without the quarterback, who took a nasty hit and knocked out cold.
Oh yeah, that was
He was out.
Yeah, he
was out cold.
Now, is that a finable play?
I would assume it would be. I mean, it should have been.
He slid.
He was sliding. He was going down, and he was going down like leg first. It wasn't like he was doing the. Yeah. It wasn't stretching for anything.
His eyes were closed before his head.
No, he was out. His arm. We're laughing about it, but he is fine. He did say
no, not even a concussion list.
He said he wanted to come back in, but they wouldn't allow him to just because once you get knocked out, they pull the plug on you.
Yeah, that's like concussion. You have to.
But
go
6-2 Vikings now. I mean, what are they? They tie up the Packers now? Technically, I mean,
yeah.
I'm not saying that they're Packer good. Or Cashy would say that, but they're tied with the Packers. I don't think they've played yet.
Cashy would.
No,
I'm just saying.
I could care less.
Record says they're that good, though.
Record says they're Packer good. It's unquestioned Packers. It's their league, though, right?
I watched Tom Brady yesterday, play, typical Tom Brady football. Redskins actually thought they had a chance in the first quarter. They were like, until
Belichick went for the onside kick.
Yeah, right. To me, that's like, why don't you just go across and smack the coach in the face? Say your team stinks and you have no chance to win this game. I don't know why you're on the field with us. Here's an onside kick in the first quarter. When
we're already winning. Yeah, they didn't have the ball yet.
It's like even the announcers like, come on. What the hell is that?
But it's the Patriots, so they got it.
Yeah. That's not cheating. It's legitimate play.
You should have to tell them ahead of time. Hey, we're going to do it.
Yeah, that would have been
the gentlemanly thing to do.
You would have waved across the field. We're going to onside kick you clowns. Okay. Oh man, another Gruden down there. He's gone. Gruden's gone. There's no way that.
I feel bad for him.
Snyder's not going to keep him.
No, I feel bad for Steelers fans out there.
Yeah.
They finally get their man back.
Yeah, and my man gets 275 yards.
Yeah,
and
because he had his man. Because he has his man back. A lot of man-on-man love here, but we're obviously talking about Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger finally came back, fully healthy for a game.
We mushed him.
Exactly. We're talking about how tough this guy is. Now it's his foot rolled up on. He's out for they said at least a couple weeks.
Different side of the body, right?
Different leg.
Yeah, it's a leg.
Different leg.
It's a foot. Somebody just rolled up on They said his foot
it's like a severe sprain.
Yeah, it's like his heel touched his balls with his feet.
How much can he take, man? That's one tough dude. Either way,
He'll
be back. He'll be back. I mean, they're still in playoff contention.
But it's amazing how we say how many hits he takes, and then we're like, he's indestructible.
He shakes them off.
Yeah, and last week they lose their star running back, and then they lose their quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And the Steelers were offensive. They were offensive machine there.
We'll see. We'll see what if they have an excuse. I mean, Cowboys fans obviously have their excuse. That's all they've been. Oh, third string, backup.
It doesn't matter. They're done. They're not.
Doesn't matter. Like I said, it doesn't matter. It happens because you know what? D'Angelo Williams was the backup. He ran for 180 yards yesterday.
I just got rid of him. I couldn't get no room.
You didn't get him back.
No room. Maybe.
I told you on Wednesday to get him back. He said he was still sitting there.
No, I was kidding. He wasn't still sitting there. I was just mocking the league.
If he is, I'm grabbing him after the show.
No, there's no way you got a shot at him.
In fact, you
got to wait till Wednesday.
You guys keep talking.
Yeah, I'll keep my tour around the league.
Let me tell you something. I'm 7-2, and I'm not looking back on this league.
Yeah, I'm 4-4, and I need Woodhead to get me like 40 points tonight.
He already has a touchdown.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe he's somewhere around 17.
I need to avoid 32 points out of Kendall Langford and your boy Alshon. So.
I know. I got Alshon going tonight, too, and I don't even need him.
I hope Alshon gets shut out. Right now, so far, he's shut out. So
it's all right. My guy needs 40-something points from two players, a kicker and I don't know.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Nah, it's not going to happen now.
I'm looking at the NFC South. Absolutely flopped yesterday. The Falcons, I don't know what happened in San Francisco. I don't know how you could possibly lose to a Blaine Gabbert-led team.
That was a shocker. A shocker. I mean, I didn't play that game. I didn't post that game. I didn't want nothing to do with it. Games like that are dangerous.
Yeah.
But Falcons, they've lost. They've
lost again.
Whatever it is, they lost it. Whatever they had the first 5 games, they've lost it.
Because were they 6-0 or just 5-0? They were one of the.
They were 5-0.
So they've lost 3 or 4. Then that's a little. Yeah. Playing some music over here, but then also the Saints. The Saints at home against Tennessee.
Oh.
I thought that was going to be. Honestly, I thought he was going to go for 8 touchdowns.
What did he throw 4?
I don't know, 3 or 4, but yeah. I know he had 2 in the first quarter, and then he ran one in too. So I'm thinking,
exposed. That's a bad defense.
I mean, 34 points to Titans. That's pretty bad
for you already.
Yeah, he threw for 3 and he ran one in. But yeah, I was all on the Saints train a week ago. I thought they're gonna make a run, possibly even catch the Falcons. Obviously, they still can. They're only 2 games back, and the Falcons look like hell. But I mean, the NFC, like I said before, I said it last week. There's a top, and then there's nothing. I mean, like I said, the NFC South, someone's got to get in, and the Falcons don't look like they're as good as they used to be, and the Saints, and then of course there's the amazing East that we're in. Although the Giants won again, Giants looks fine. I know you called it.
The Giants last year. Even though they're not doing it totally at the wide receiver spot. I don't know what they're doing at. They're just beating teams.
They play the Buccaneers. Let's be honest here. It's not like they beat anybody.
It's
relevant.
Eli. That's too bad I left Carl on the bench. Wasted 40 points on him.
He's a must start every week.
Yeah. He's becoming one of the men now. He's bringing the Raiders are coming up out of the cellar all of a sudden. They got a new
I was so hoping they'd win that game yesterday.
Yeah.
I was rooting for him pretty. Yeah. I really want him to win.
I watched him throw the ball. I mean, he throws. He doesn't throw a bullet, but he throws a touch pass. He threw a couple passes. We tossed him way up in the air.
And what helps too? Having two damn good receivers.
Yeah, yep.
Something we don't have.
Yep, exactly.
Cooper and Crabtree. Crabtree's back. So I don't think the Raiders are going to make the playoffs. I really don't. But I'll tell you now, they're fun to watch.
Yep.
Because what they're turning into kind of like the old Chargers, where it's like they may not win, but if they lose, it's going to be be 38-35 like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And that's fun football to watch. I'd rather watch that.
Good quarterback. He's somebody to watch for the future. As long as they don't get him, build a wall in front of him. Build a wall in front of that guy. Simple enough.
Well, they can win now that Al Davis is gone.
Speaking of shitty defenses, the crown prince of goofiness. Who am I talking about?
Rex Ryan.
Yeah. This guy, what's he doing this week? Instead of focus, he's going to make that goofball that slapped what's his name? The Jet quarterback.
IK Ekpenambro.
Yeah,
What about him?
He's the one that smacked.
I know who he is.
Yeah, he smacked the Jet quarterback.
I'm aware.
What's his name?
Geno
Smith. So he's making him the honorary captain of the game. So he has to walk out with against Geno Smith.
Are they playing them this week?
Yeah. So he's got.
Does he play for the team?
I thought he was.
You can't bring honorary captains off the street.
No, he's on the team.
If he's on the team, he can do it. Then he can do it.
He's not a captain, but he's making him a captain.
Well, no, you make captains every week.
Every week,
no, He's saying this guy's not even. He's not even a starter. He's just a guy.
Rex is known to. He does it all the time. He's been actually. He's been. Oh God, he really is going to be the co-captain. Good Lord. That's awesome. I like Rex for that because he does it every. Because actually, it's something I was looking at when I was looking at things for the Wall Report. It wasn't Wall Report worthy, but I noticed he had 3 captains this week because he played the Dolphins.
Right.
His captain for Charles Clay, Dan Carpenter, and Richie Incognito, 3 former Dolphins.
Right. Yeah, to get in their head.
That's what it does. He's always done that.
Here's the thing about Rex. He's got to do less. I mean, he hasn't won shit.
He won a game, so
he hasn't won anything in the NFL. What he has to do is he has to stop focusing on the outside stuff like this and focus on winning football games.
I feel like we have this conversation every week. Basically, nobody is allowed to have any fun whatsoever unless you win a championship.
No, you're wrong.
You can't do anything.
First of all,
you tell me you can't do a commercial unless you won one. You can't name honorary captains unless you won one. Like he's just messing around. You pick captains. You know what they went out there and
part of his game strategy to get in somebody's head.
And they went there and smacked around the Dolphins, beat the hell out of them.
How's that working for Rex in his career of a football coach, getting people's heads?
I don't know if he's ever done it other than the last 3 weeks. Maybe he has. Maybe he hasn't. I don't know.
He used to mess with the
I don't follow Rex Ryan's career. So
yeah, well, I do because
he follows every move. You just follow people more than fans follow people.
Here, popular misconception: Buddy Ryan was not a great coach. He was a good defensive coordinator, and that's it.
He was a good buddy to the players. What he was. You don't understand, okay? The sports Goombah was born on certain players and certain athletes in the league that we brought up as patron saints that we go after, and that's what we do. That's why we're here. We could tell you about Brett Favre, a Hall of Famer, who we cried when he left the league because he was so good to us. This is what I do. Rex Ryan has been on my radar for a long time.
So just because you're irrational, I can't say like, oh, I think you're being irrational. I have to agree with everything you're saying.
No, I'm just pointing out that you say I'm a hater.
You are a hater.
I'm not a hater. I just
you're a hater. You are a hater.
It's
fine. You can say you're allowed to be a hater. I'm not telling you can't be one, but you are. You are a hater.
I hate and like whatever I want. Not really matter to me. That's what the show is based around. We want to be likers and ass kissers. We could be
likers.
We could be the WIPs and all the other local stations who just kiss everybody's ass so they come in and have an interview with them and see how great they are. Or we can we can rant and beef.
There it is.
So
there it is, Joey.
All right, I'm going to do a commercial because I got to pay a couple bills for some of the people who have the nuts to advertise with us. Cashy the King, chef to the left, Sports Goombahs. We'll be right back.
Water take control of your life. We help you take it back. ServPro of Doylestown understands the stress and worry that comes with fire or water damage. ServPro of Doylestown specializes in the cleanup and restoration of residential and commercial property after a fire, smoke, or water damage situation. ServPro of Doylestown also mitigates mold and mildew. Their staff and crews are highly trained in property damage restoration. If disaster strikes you and you need to schedule service for your home or business, call them 215-348-7755 for ServPro Industries. And trust.
Family and cooperative manner. Whether you're looking for individual and family, group, seniors, life, or long-term coverage, BZI can help. For additional information or to speak with an insurance expert, call 1-800-431-4834 or email them at www.bzigroup.com.
Had damage to your house? Avoid the hassle. Just call Castle Public Adjusters. Get the edge on your insurance company. 215-752-1237. That's 215-752-1237. Or check them out at castlepa.com. Don't settle for less. Get the maximum for your claim. Castle Public Adjusters. 215-752-1237.
Hey, yo, Cashy, what are you doing?
I got plumbing problems here. I can't get the water to go down the drain. What am I going to do?
Call Guaranteed Plumbing, 215-342-7200 for all your plumbing needs. Serving the Philadelphia area and the greater Delaware Valley.
What was that phone number again?
215-342-7200.
Oh, yeah, oh.
When fire and water take control of your life, we help you take it back. ServPro of Doylestown understands the stress and worry that comes with fire or water damage. ServPro of Doylestown specializes in the cleanup and restoration of residential and commercial property after a fire, smoke, or water damage situation. ServPro of Doylestown also mitigates mold and mildew. Their staff and crews are highly trained in property damage restoration. If disaster strikes you and you need to schedule service for your home or business, call them 215-348-7755 for ServPro Industries. It's a nationwide brand you know and trust.
And we're back. Sports Goombahs. Guess the last advertiser didn't want to do it today. Yeah, what are you gonna do? We'll get them next time. All right. I'm Cashy King, Chef Left, Brennan B, Mikey Wall. This is the pick session. You know, the pick session is where I try to earn you a few dollars every week. And brought to you by Auto Magic Car Care. Auto Magic Car Care. Check them out at automagiccarcare.com. 215-322-2561. It's 215-322-2561. Or check them out at automagiccarcare.com. Mikey Litton, Matty Primo, shine your car. Best detailers in the Delaware Valley, bar none.
It always helps when you get the advertiser's name right. You said Mikey Linton and Matty Primo.
Yeah, whatever. Just call them up. Don't care. Yeah, what's good, though? Two guys own the joint. Who cares what their name is? As long as you go there and get your car taken care of and tell them the Sports Goombahs sent you. All right, pick session. Last week, if you're paying your bookie, I've been a duck. It's a bad deal.
It's Wabbit season, that's for damn sure.
2 and 5 last week on my picks. You know, thank God Mikey threw in a college play on Saturday to help me out here, give me a
Cash
win.
actually went 1 and 5.
Yeah,
I was a 2.
Hey, you're gonna post them up on my page. These are my picks.
Well, I know where to put them.
Don't put them. Put them on your own page.
I will now. The page didn't exist until about an hour ago.
You're trying to help me out here, then you help me out and you take credit away from me.
Oh, I do. I am here to help them. I'm here to help them out. I'm not here to help you. I'm here to help them. I'm a man of the people.
I should come up with a pick and reverse your mush again.
Nah, whatever.
You wouldn't started it.
Yeah, that's right.
That hockey pick.
It's been a bad couple of weeks for me, but here's the deal: we're like the FanDuel King Schmucks of putting out plays. Every week it changes. We don't keep track of it because we're the every week handicappers. That's what we do. So what we did last week could give a crap. This week's a new week. New players, new injuries, new starters. home weight. We don't care what we did last week. Besides, you ain't paying for these picks. So you get them, you take them, you do what you want.
Well, they're paying. They're just paying the bookies.
Yeah, that's right. This week, last week, but not the week before. All right, this week I got pretty much no football. The hell with the NFL. That's my new line. You can't win money betting with the NFL. At least I can't. I'm not going to put out NFL plays for a while now. Maybe some New England Patriot action. That's about it. but I'm hitting the NHL, and I've stayed off the NHL for a while because my Dow Jones Nashville Predators kind of went down a little bit. Why I was off them? Okay, they went 2-4 their last 6. Okay, they lost some hockey games. They're down now. They're coming home. There's a bad road trip for them. They're coming home, and they got some weak teams. They got a 12-game run here, 6 games at home, 6 away. But weaker NHL teams are going to start off on Tuesday night against the Ottawa Senators. It's a win. Toronto Make Believes, a win. Winnipeg Jets on Sunday, a win. That's 3 games. Get on them. I'm on them. Ride these 12 games, and you'll be winner chicken dinner. And that's my plays. That's what I'm giving out. That's the way I'm going to earn for you this week. Last week was a freaking horror show. Okay? No more horror shows here. I'm going with what I know. If you followed me throughout the years since 2006, NHL, MLB. That's how I earn for everybody. The rest of this crap's bullshit. NHL and MLB. NFL, what are you going to do? Every now and then, maybe I'll find something. I'm not putting out these NFL games no more. Don't ask me for them either. Don't be tweeting, texting, and calling me up for NFL plays. Hockey, baseball. And every now and then, we'll throw something out from there. Or if the boys call and they say, hey, we got one for you. I may post it on the site. Whatever. So there's my plays. I like Nashville Predators. The Dow Jones is back on this week, all 3 games, and we're going to ride this into next week for the next 12 games, the Nashville Predators. And that's my play. Boom!
Boom, there it is. I had my one pick of the week. Last week I told you actually getting points. They're +3 by Saturday by game time. When I told you it was only they're only +1. Now they're -3 by game time. They didn't need it. They won outright by double figures, I believe, against Washington. So I won again. I'm riding a hot streak right now. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna stick with college football. It's what's got me here. And this week I do like Alabama, 4th ranked Crimson Tide. They play Mississippi State, who's 7-2, 20th in the country. But I don't think Mississippi State is legit. I don't think there's anything that's going to be able to slow down Alabama. And the line's only -8, so I can see Alabama winning pretty handily in that game. So I'm not going to make this pick, but I just want to throw it out there. Number 1 Clemson, number 1 in the country, boys. They're actually -28, but I'm not going to take them. So yeah, Alabama -8 against Mississippi State. That's my pick. Like I said, I may if something tickles my fancy throughout the week, I'll throw it on my new page, which I want to throw out there, as you guys can see. I'm sorry,
I've got 12 pages on the website.
I have 2 pages on the website. No, I don't. I have the Wall Report. The Wall Report's from the show. That's a show page. This is the mind of Mike. It's all the way. If you look on the right side of the page, you'll see me. I'll be posting up there just some thoughts about me, and and I'll put
Pretty
some
good stuff, actually.
Thank you, Cashy. I appreciate that. And I made a little custom bubble on it because I was impressed by myself.
Artwork, yeah.
That was some artwork. That's what I get paid to do at work. I'll be posting some pics there if anything comes across, so you can feel free to check that out.
I threw him off my big page.
Yeah, he's kicked me off, so I had to create my own. He didn't like the fact that I'm helping him his stats. I'm padding his stats over here.
I understood, and I appreciate that.
Thank you
personally. But then you come out and tell people I threw that in for you. Oh, it's got Cashy's play. We thought that was your college pick.
No, they know you're not a college guy.
Yeah, well,
if they know you well enough, they know you're not a college guy.
That is true. That is true.
I'm a college guru.
And that's the pick session. Once again, brought to you by Auto Magic Car Care. Check them out at automagiccarcare.com, 215-322-2561. Oh, and Matty Litton.
There you go. They appreciate it when they get your name right.
Yeah.
That's something they like.
Wish they would appreciate it. Hey, come get my daughter's car already, all right? For 2 weeks already since I ordered this thing cleaned up. All right. All right, what else we got? A little baseball. Let's switch over to a little warm weather crap because it's going to start to get cold around here. Baseball's got this Hall of Fame nominees in that. Billy Wagner on there, too?
He's probably on the ballot. They put anyone on the ballot.
Yeah, it's surprised. He's been 5 years out, too, Billy Wagner. Boy,
yeah.
Baseball goes fast. So we got Huffman.
No, it's not.
It's Hoffman.
Please get it right.
Hiffman.
How
is his name?
It's Hoffman. It's pretty. If you watch baseball at any point
Hoffman?
in the last 20 years,
it's Hoffman.
Hoffman. You've ever heard that name before?
Like
Dustin
name.
Hoffman?
I call him Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, Hoffman.
Never Hoff. You say Hoffman.
Hoff. It's the letter O.
It sounds different between you and I say it.
Hoff and Hoff. It's an O.
Huff and
no, it's
Hoff.
definitely not
Huff. Is
Huff.
with you.
No, that's what you said. You came in and said
what?
He said it. Hoffman.
I feel like this is
Hoffman.
He goes, who's Hoffman? got his papers online.
It's problem. It's the Utes. I feel this slipping into my cousin Vinny here all of a sudden.
But yes,
Two
the Hall of Fame ballot was put up, and,
Right.
and Junior Griffey was on there.
Yeah.
Is he first ballot?
Absolutely.
I think he's got to be.
Where's he at in the home run rankings?
Like 6, 7, or that.
I want to say 7 or 8.
I'll pull it up for you. But yeah, I mean,
Is he the 5? He's not in the 5 club, is he?
oh yeah, he's
He's
yeah.
the 5
Oh
club?
yeah.
Oh yeah, he's okay. He's.
They say
And I'll tell
I
you,
pulled up.
if he-
ESPN has an article that says he is a lock.
If he's healthy all these years, I mean, he must have spent 5 to 6 years. Fighting off
He has the
injuries.
record. He has the record. Yeah.
Definitely. He's better than Bonds on that.
Yeah, 630 for
630
and clean 630.
And that's the thing. That's the best part.
Yeah.
There was never a question like, man, is Griffey doing the juice? No, Griffey was just all natural.
Griffey in himself, he was a good
All
all the way through baseball. You know.
no, he never beat his wife or girlfriend. Never did drugs. He
played
may
with
have done
his dad
drugs,
on the
but
same team for a couple years, I think it was. Right?
yeah,
Towards
they
the end.
went back. No,
Yeah.
he went back to back.
That doesn't happen too often in sports. You get to do that.
Only in baseball and hockey it's possible.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense though, because one sport's so much brutal than the other. Yet
No, it's because you can play when you're 18 and you can play when you're 44.
Wait. Let's talk about hockey. Well, we got two guys who ever did that in hockey. Bobby Hall and his father, right? They play together.
I'm not sure.
I'll defer that one to you.
But I know that
Gordy.
House.
He played with 2 of his sons.
Yeah,
on a WHA Whaler. Was it? What
Yeah, he
ended up
played
being
with
the Whalers? Yeah.
Did he play NHL with them too? I thought he played on.
I don't know if it
an
was
Ottawa team. No, or just a one.
No,
team?
because no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive about that. And then the other one would be I just had it, and then you.
What? There's another player that did it.
Oh man,
Gordy Howe,
Gordie Howe. And,
Gordie
and
Howe,
Bobby
Bobby
Hall.
Hall.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just said Bobby
Yeah.
Hall. Right. That's it.
Hall, huh?
Hall, Hull.
Hall.
I'm looking at they have the Hall of Fame ballot.
Really? Phonetic show.
Oh, I thought.
Is David Eckstein seriously on the ballot? Can we just take him off
What,
now?
the Boston?
No, he was a Cardinal forever.
David Epstein.
Yeah, the little guy is like 5'5".
He's a Hall of Famer.
He's on the ballot. They put, like I said,
longevity.
They put anybody on the ballot. They really do. They put as long as you played like 10 years, you're on the ballot. Yeah, he played for the Cardinals. He's got one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look, star-studded ballot with Griffey and now Griffey, Bonds, Clemens, McGuire, and Sosa on the same ballot.
When he said that the Hall of Fame and things in his little text message, I went, oh, I don't. Hockey did theirs today too with a team like I think
I don't care
because Pronger's up there and
hockey Hall of Fame. You get in the Hall of Fame like the year after you retire.
Yeah, I don't. Hockey Hall of Fame is too lenient. They just want to pound you in there, get as many as they can. Been out 5 years?
No,
5 years now. Oh, they don't have a rule like that. I don't think.
How does they have a rule? Baseball is one.
I think Hockey Hall of Fame is that NHL Hall of Fame. That's hockey in general. Because just like basketball, it's the
That's something I hate. I hate the Basketball Hall of Fame.
That's different.
You're still active, getting inducted and stuff.
Yeah, that's a whole different.
Not a fan of that.
I think hockey it's not the NHL Hall of Fame.
But I mean, the only Hall of Fame that really matters is baseball. Honest to God, it really is.
Yeah, it's NFL is
football's second number 2, but it's a clear number 2.
Yeah, NFL is baseball like NFL can be a longevity Hall of Fame too. If you played a long time.
NHL?
In NFL.
NFL.
You can warrant playing. You can get into the Hall of Fame.
But I don't even remember. We actually did these mock Hall of Fame ballots a while ago. Actually, speaking of a while ago, this is actually my 1 year. I was looking back. It's my 1 year anniversary.
Oh, we gotta get him a hat.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
A hoodie. Take a hoodie on the way out.
Yeah,
too.
take a hoodie. Oh, speaking of hoodies, if anybody's interested in that.
Oh God, here we go.
One of these sports
Cash the salesman.
hoodies.
PG-13.
Beautiful hoodies. We have in T-shirts too. All you gotta do is be a quality tweeter or a good phone call.
So it's not you, Joey. You can't rip the host.
Yeah, forget him, man. You're out, buddy. You're getting the shirt.
He has one, I think.
Yeah, right. He got one first, right?
He got one first, and he ripped you.
Yeah, I liked that guy for a while, man. He was a good dude.
For a while.
You'll be able to purchase these on the website, and all proceeds go to me.
Wow.
All proceeds.
Jesus.
I got to make up for these plays. I'm in the hole. That's 3 weeks, though.
That's why you don't start selling things around the house.
I'm surprised somebody's knocking on the studio door.
Start selling your old trophies from high
D
school.
Martin's for sale. Dino's for sale up there.
Up there in the corner. That's $25.99 if anybody.
Give us 20 minutes. It'll be an autographed one.
Rough times in the Cashy household after these bets.
You ain't kidding. But I'll get it back because my record says I will. History tells us everything, and it tells you. Yeah. That's all I got on baseball. I mean, it's no talk about the MLB till you're blind.
No, we could. But one thing I wanted to go. I don't know if you want to get there, but the Eagles are halfway. They're halfway home.
Oh, we do a little grading on them.
Yeah,
Guys now. Let's grade those guys.
We'll play teacher right now. Like I said, they're 4-4, so officially the halfway mark of the season for the Eagles. So halfway through school, you got your report card. You want to know how you're doing. So I figured, let's go out there. Let's give out our Eagles report cards. We'll grade it by position. I mean, we can sit here and do player by player, but we'll be here for the next couple of weeks. So let's just go break down quarterback, running back, receivers, O-line, D-line, linebacker, D-back, and special teams. 8 categories. We'll give them quickly give out our grades for how you feel they played so far through the first half of the season. It has nothing to do with what you think they're going to do. Second half, we're going to go solely with a grade from game 1 through 8. Cashy, not Cashy, since she just walked away. WB, quarterback. What's your grade for what's? I'm obviously doing one guy. It's Nicky Foles. Nicky Foles.
Nicky Foles. No,
sorry about that.
I would have to say if you're going to go with Bradford,
yes.
And I'm going to say C-.
C- for Bradford. See, I was a little more lenient than you. I didn't grade on the curve. I was strict here with this, but I went C+ for Sammy Brad, because I think. Obviously, C is technically average. So we're hard on him. We expected more out of him. I think he's been above average. I wouldn't say he's been a below average quarterback, which is why
I would have said, I see, if we would have done this last week, it definitely
we didn't do it last week.
I know, below average.
Oh, I would agree with you.
But
He's coming off a bad game.
And I'm going to stick with it because I have to look at it and go, his throws finally started to resemble what he did in preseason this week. So,
sorry, guys, I had to get some 10 o'clock action in there real quick.
Oh, okay.
You like losing money, don't you?
So I just look at it like that. If you throw like that one more game, then higher than average. But I have to keep him below average now. Yeah, he hasn't thrown any picks in two games. So we'll just keep it at C-.
Cashy, what's your grade for Sam Bradford? He gave him a C-. I came with a C+.
I can't, at this point, I'd say I had to give him a C. I mean, the first couple games, the fact that he's thrown so many picks in the last couple games,
he's throwing him in some bad spots.
Spots too. So I don't want to be a hater on him. I really don't. I like to give him a D+. But I got to give him a C because they're actually,
a D would be like Kaepernick.
Yeah. Well, okay. Kaepernick.
That's D. That's D football.
Well, compared to Kaepernick, I give him a B.
No, I know. But I'm just saying that would be that's D football.
Yeah,
he's right. He's right. He's an average guy.
Listen, he got it done this week. Okay, that shows me a lot that he got it done under pressure and a good throw. Wasn't like it was a lucky toss and somebody went up and caught it. And he showed that he didn't make mistakes this week. And that's what's key with him. He's making a lot of mistakes. It's cost him some games, some games it hasn't. But yesterday it didn't cost him. He didn't cost the team. It wasn't his fault. If they would have lost that game, wouldn't have been his fault.
No, it wouldn't have been his fault.
Right.
Would have been Russ' fault.
So yeah, okay, I'll give him a C on that one.
Running backs, B. What's your grade for the running backs as a whole this year?
As a whole, C+.
That's fair. I went with B-, slightly better than that. Obviously Murray had an awful start, but he's been solid since then.
Are you sure you ain't graded on the curve?
No, I'm not graded on the curve. I think it's a little bit above average. Ryan Matthews has been good.
Yeah.
He's been flat out good. So even if you think Murray's been not that good, the fact that Matthews on his own,
are you saying Matthews is the only way I could say that is you saying that Matthews is an A
for what he's
out the
for,
other guys.
Yeah, he is for what he's been doing and what he's been giving.
I see Matthews is a B+.
I would say I'd take an A- for Matthews, which I think Murray's in the C range. Even it out somewhere. I'd say B- for the running backs. Cash.
Well, I'm disappointed. That's for sure. I mean, what I thought I had in Murray, I thought he had, I thought a 1,000-yard back because it's a 16-game season, but a little disappointing. But I would have to say the C- too because I'm disappointed.
C-.
I expected to see a backfield that couldn't be stopped because of the 3 guys they have back there, and offensive line or not, or just play calling or execution, whatever. Hopefully in the second half we can see a little change here because I see Murray coming out a little bit. I just wish he'd hit the hole harder and stop waiting for it to open up and push it a little further. I think that's what he used to do in Dallas. And you got to find the holes. I mean, I don't like when he goes. I really don't like when he goes out of the shotgun. That's not his way of playing football. When he's standing back there, he needs that momentum going forward to the hole to give him what he used to do in Dallas.
The way I look at it, and the way I get the B- is for one. I mean, Ryan Matthews is, like I said, he's been A- quality.
Yeah.
He's averaging over 6 yards a carry. He's been phenomenal.
So I wonder if he got the ball all the time.
Yeah, and I think Murray has been much better than I expected at the backfield. He's been very good at the catching the balls out of the backfield.
Yeah.
I should say that. He's been very good actually catching the balls out of the backfield. So as a whole, I think B-. That's why I came up with that from.
And he sprawls in there more. If you got wide receiver problem, man, set him out there.
Yeah.
Set him out, flank him out. Put him out.
Send him out as a guy. He can catch.
Yeah. I mean, is he better than any of the wide receivers on the Eagles?
Yeah.
Okay, good enough. Then why isn't he out there playing?
I agree. He should play some receiver.
Right.
Next, which actually brings us to wide receiver play in the year.
Did you said E?
And when I was in school, E was part of failing too.
That's just how long it goes. I went D+. And I thought that was being generous, only because of Jordan Matthews alone.
I'm going to stick with you right there. I say you're right. Because if they catch the ball, if they can catch the one job as a wide receiver.
Yeah, your only job, really.
Yeah, is I mean,
it's to catch a ball.
It's to catch
what else are you there for?
Your one job.
Run blocking. Like
I said, that's what I mean. Your one job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like if you're a kicker, your job is why you're here. So if you're a receiver and you can't catch it, why the hell are you here?
That's why I didn't. And I'll say D+. I say D+ too.
For what?
D+. He
D+.
said.
D+.
Yeah.
The only reason it isn't failing
It's because of Matthews.
Exactly.
Solely because of Matthews. Yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't even call it failure. I'd say incomplete because it's just literally not a complete team.
No, it's a failure. It's a failure.
Nobody's stepped up, on this team at the wide receiver spot yet. Matthews, if he catches 7 of the balls that he dropped in important spots,
it's probably a 6-2 team.
Yeah, exactly. So his failures and his pluses, aren't equaling when it comes to wins and losses. So to me, I'm in there with a D. I almost want to go lower than that because I'm so disappointed at the wide receiver spot that I didn't think that would be a problem this year, but I was fooled.
I was too.
If you look at it,
we all thought, especially after the Green Bay game, we were all fooled.
Remember, Green Bay in that preseason game, they didn't game plan for the Eagles like they would on a regular season. Yeah. So just because it came out against the Packers doesn't mean they didn't spend 3 weeks studying us, so they just came out.
But they're the clear-cut, unquestionable leaders of the NFC. So obviously we were excited after that game. We bought into it. Yeah, that's all. Yeah. Offensive line, what do you got?
Well, choppy. But, I can't blame them for everything. I can't. It's only, in the first 4 games, they were blamed for the reason why Bradford couldn't throw the ball. No time. But if you watch closely at the film, Bradford had time. He just didn't step up. He didn't work the pocket the way you're supposed to. So I can't blame them. I can't. And they want to blame them also for DeMarcus Murray's inability to run, which I still don't blame them for. When you're running back, you got to find the holes. So I like their offensive line. I think they protected Bradford a lot this year. He's not hurt. He's not banged up. He's not getting sacked that much. I'm giving them a B right now. What they are. And eventually, if this team could just stay healthy, these guys could be one of the best sets in the NFL in the next year or so if they stay together.
Yep. I went B-. Really dumb penalties that hurt us.
Yeah, all right.
Early season. No, but that's it.
The whole team has had dumb.
Yeah, but that's it. But that's it. Because like you said, I'm in the same boat as you. Where I think the offensive line they were unfairly bashed in the beginning of the year. Which I said they had some dumb penalties, but they said with all these quarterbacks getting hit and banged up and hurt, Bradford's been relatively clean all year. He's not getting smacked around all year.
That's what bothers me when he doesn't make plays. He's healthy. It's not like he's hurting.
Yeah,
and they said, and as Murray may have had, he ended up as good as he thought it would be, but Matthews has been that good. It's not like you just only block for one guy and you don't block for another. So you, as a whole, they're blocking fine on run plays. Yeah. It's just that Murray, like you say, Murray's not finding the holes as quickly as Matthews is.
Yeah, B- definitely. I can't even dispute with either thing any of you guys said, except for the fact that the only way I say B- is because they've been subbing out. Guys have been playing out of position, and that's still a good grade. Yeah, I'll give them that. Lane Johnson did an awesome job yesterday playing out of position. He was put a tough spot. Yeah. He was, and as much as we bashed Hardy like it was his girlfriend, I'm telling you, he played very good. Okay. I want to see that. I want to see that all the time now. I want to see that offensive
Johnson's
line.
He's the left tackle of the future. The guy is really good.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you draft linemen. What a shocker. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Draft linemen, you have good linemen. Never thought that. D-line. Other end of the football now.
B+.
B+?
Yep. They're getting to people. They're creating. This defense is creating turnovers, and it's.
I went B- slowly because I don't think we're getting enough sacks. I don't think we're getting a lot of sacks.
We're hurrying. And that's not good enough for the secondary. Mm-hmm. They need sacks because the secondary is weak up front. When I say up front, in front of them. Mm-hmm. Eagles have been pretty good at the deep ball, taking away that. But what's going on in front of them is tough, and that takes. And you got to get the timing. You got to get the quarterback off their timing. That's the only way the Eagles secondary is going to be able to cover up close. They got the timing's got to be stopped. The only way to do that is make a quarterback move out of their pocket. So I don't need sacks. I need hurries. I need a guy discombobulated back there for the most part until this secondary can learn how to cover short. Bottom line.
Yeah, I agree.
I would give them the defensive line. I like the defensive line.
Yeah, I like it too. I mean, Fletcher Cox is a stud.
Yeah.
I just want to see more sacks. I need more. Like,
I got to roll them. And it's funny.
Brandon Graham's been good. I don't know, is he technically a D-line or O-line? Yeah. I don't know what he is.
I give him a B, and we're giving B's and C's here. A team that a week ago we were very much down on them, and they get one win in Dallas, and it upgraded them a whole lot here.
Well, it's not so much. So I look at it. If you're giving somebody B-, you're saying you're slightly above average.
Yeah. Well,
and that's a 9-7 team.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think
we're right in there. We're in the right
which
area.
I think theoretically this is a 9-7 team.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So for linebackers, this is where I had my highest grade. I went B+ for the linebackers. I mean, Jordan Hicks has been absolutely phenomenal, and when the guys are healthy, they played fine. It's not like we're getting. You don't see tight ends torching us like in the past. You always saw Witten right up the seams and Shockey right up the seams.
Too fast for that.
So yeah, the linebackers I've been really impressed with. At least Hicks has been.
They got 4 or 5 good ones.
Yeah,
I know it's ridiculous.
They could put a 4-man linebacking crew back there if they wanted to.
Yeah,
but they can't stay healthy.
But the days of us throwing out the Casey Matthews and Acho and Jamar Chaney, Brian Roll, like those days are gone. These are really talented guys. Unfortunately, they said they just can't stay on the field.
I got to give it to Billy Davis. I mean, when he first came in there, he came from clubs that weren't winning teams, and he had a reputation for not really being able to stick around or put together good defense. He's done a pretty good job here in his 3 years of rebuilding.
He has been, and we gotta give Chip some credit because he's brought in some good guys.
It's funny because to me, as offensive.
Yeah, he's a guy with an offensive background.
His defense is much better.
I think that's what
talent picker,
I think what it is that he is an offensive guy, so he assumes I can get anybody and we'll be fine on offense. But the defense, I need to get some talent. I think that's what it's been, and he offensive talent here too. Yeah. Linebackers, and I don't know if I got an actual grade for you there.
B.
B solid,
yeah.
D-backs.
Which side?
That's what I'm saying. Just D-backs.
D-backs, all in all,
C.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, what I just said is you can't cover up close, and you're in trouble in the NFL because the first down is what gets you down to the red zone. And if you can't stop the third and 7, you're done. And this team hasn't been able to do it. They've been getting takeaways, which has been helping them a lot. Yeah. But when it comes to stopping a team on a drive, they're no good at stopping drives, except that they can get the ball away. Until they straighten that out, and I think a pass rush will help that out a little bit. But I don't know how they're going to, and this is something that's been going on for a couple of years now with Chip Kelly defenses. Everything up front over the line of scrimmage, 5 yards in, gets caught. And you saw it with Dallas too, with the out patterns, the quick outs, the slants. What's his name? Who's the little guy that almost torqued him yesterday?
Cole Beasley.
Yeah, that's a Brady guy. He should be on the Patriots for crying out loud.
Well, yeah, he's like Wes Welker 8.0. Speaking of Wes, he's got signed by the Rams. Why can't we sign Wes Welker?
Yeah, and I saw that.
Why can't we sign
I just thought I was thinking
we don't need help.
Yeah. What happened to Wes Welker? He injured himself out?
Concussion, man.
Yeah. Oh, so
he was getting shots to the head every week. Every week.
Okay.
I mean, he's always technically allowed back in. Yeah. It's just that some teams. I think the Broncos, the reason they got rid of him solely because they just didn't. He wouldn't. They knew he wasn't going to stop, but he's just going to keep getting concussions, and they're I think they're generally concerned about his health. They said, for your own safety, we're not bringing it back.
So secondary, I'm giving. I want to give a B plus there because they make the deep. They stop the deep ball. Okay, and they got takeaways.
Yeah, I agree. So, I like that. I said the same thing. I said, not the same thing.
If you're number 1 in the league in takeaways, you got to have something good going on there. Okay, that just doesn't happen because you're lucky.
Yeah, I went B-. I probably should have gone more towards a B, and only because the way I looked at it was the safety. Only A-. The safety's been really good.
As young as they are, absolutely.
Well, I mean, Jenkins isn't young, but Thurman, who never played the position before, has been solid, very solid.
Who's the other guy too? With a C.
In the safeties?
No, he's cornerback.
Corner?
We're talking about the safeties together, right?
Well, I was saying I have the I was saying I have the safeties very high and the corners obviously much lower. I have them in the C-ish range. I'm not sure who you're referring to. Nolan Carroll? Is that you mean? Yeah, Carroll's been solid too. That's the thing. I think really Maxwell's been a disappointment. Well, and the fact that we don't have a third corner, I don't think EJ Biggers is good enough. As you said, He's got torched by Cole Beasley all day
That's
yesterday.
what bothers me, man. His intelligence back there bothers me.
Intelligence.
It does. The way he thinks when he's watching him play out there, it's almost like he's a guesser.
It's that, you know what it is. He's looking for the play real. And
yes, that's how you guess. When
exactly.
You want to make the pick, and you guess wrong.
And he guesses a lot. And here's the thing: you had a lot of predictable. What do you call it? Quarterbacks on the other side before. Yeah. He's playing. I think he's playing a better quality, I guess, or maybe he's not figuring out. Maybe he's not. He lost his step. Who knows what it is?
The reason they got him too, so teams would go the other way. They wouldn't go after him.
No, they're going right at him.
They're going right at him. Yeah,
right at him.
That's not good, man.
Finally, with the special teams,
I give an A, man.
I went B only because the beginning of the year was awful.
Yeah,
with
they flipped that around quick though.
Yeah, but then in like
one
you said,
game.
Yeah, Sturgis' first game was bad too.
Sturgis looks like he's a good.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot.
He was
about him.
He was really rocky in his start. I gave it a B just because we haven't had the return touchdowns like we've had before. Like last year but we knew that was like record setting.
We had 2 this year.
No, I don't think.
We have
punt returns.
Sproles return. He has
one.
I think he had one.
Maybe he has one.
I saw
somebody else has a kickoff return.
Yeah.
It's 2, right?
We don't have. There's no way we have a kickoff return.
I
don't think we've ever every kick. Nailed it. I think everyone.
There was just a punt return.
But last year we had like 8 or 9. But I did that.
Either way, I think I can kiss Cody Parker.
You know what?
Yeah, Parker's gone.
It was preseason.
Yeah, preseason we had like 5 of the preseason.
What happened to him? He didn't make the team.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Did anybody pick him up?
How did he not make the team?
We may have practice squad.
He played well. I thought he played well. He had a couple good kick.
There's got to be somebody out there looking for a kick returner.
Yeah.
I'm looking him up now. Kenyon Barner is his name.
Yeah, he disappeared.
The local kid.
Yeah.
No, he's not local.
He'll end up on the Patriots
He's from
doing
Eagles.
something.
He's from Oregon. No, I think he's on a practice squad.
Catching balls.
He's here
next year.
I don't know what he's doing, but he's here technically. He's physically here. So yeah,
So let's to me, what would you say for the second?
I said B+.
B+. Okay, so let's go right to the coach now. Let's. What do you want to go defensive? You want to just go coaching all around?
No, just coaching all around.
Going all around. I had
C-.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in Chip Kelly this year. I'm disappointed in two things. He's not playing his game. He doesn't have the players to play his game, and he doesn't look as composed on that sideline like he did last year and the year before.
Not as cocky.
Well, he's not
as confidence, cocky. I should say. Confidence.
We're not looking on the sideline. The cameras aren't on him this year. We're not looking at his guys calling plays and holding up Bugs Bunny signs and crap like that this year. It seems like there's a different kind of beat on that sideline than it was the first 2 years, and that's probably because of players and winning and losing. When you're 10-4, what was he 10-6 and 10-6, right? You're 20-12 in your first 2 years, and you're playing 500 ball right now. On the third year, you're supposed to be better than you were the previous 2, and you're not. And I think that Chip he's surprised right now that his talent isn't as good as he thought it was. And I'm not quite sure what happened during the trades. I'm not quite sure why Bradford's here, and I really am not quite sure why he hasn't started over with a quarterback who can run his system or someone who could lead.
What do you want to do?
At this point, what would you do?
What was out there?
Well, right now, I don't know. But I'm sure there was a third or fourth round quarterback who could run.
You're not plugging them in, Dave. You're not plugging them. If you want to win this year,
but you
can't
not
plug
this year.
You can't. Yeah, but after going 10-2, 10-6, 10-6, you're not coming in here saying, "All right, we're not going to win this year." I know I just signed Maxwell and Murray and all these guys, but we're not here to win this. You can't do that.
I don't see how you can bring in Bradford. Number one, he doesn't sign a contract with you, evidently, from what we know now. He refused to sign a contract with you. So that means
by the way, he claimed that was remotely true. That offer.
Okay.
He said if that offer, he said actually his quote was that offer must have got lost in the mail because it never reached me.
Well, then think about this. What would you want him to say? If he wasn't going to say that, what would he have said? Oh, I didn't want that, or oh, wow, I wish I would have taken that. To say that he never got offered. No,
you just say I want to play out the season, or I don't know. Right. I don't want to discuss it. Well, you wouldn't just flat out say that never got to me.
If he was having a good season right now, if he was 6-0, 7-0, he would be signing a contract right now to stay with the Eagles.
Yeah, but if he was 4-2,
yeah, but now it's not a matter of him wanting to sign. It's whether the Eagles want to sign him or not. What are they going to do and move on to another quarterback next year? And that's what you got to think. I don't know what's coming out of the draft this year.
There's not much in terms of franchise guys. I mean, especially not the dual threat. All the guys that are out there now are.
Notre Dame quarterback, somebody that
he's a freshman.
Freshman, yeah.
Well,
I mean, the Clemson quarterback.
He's a sophomore.
Yeah.
He'd be perfect for Chip. He would be perfect.
Yeah.
We'll wait one more year. We'll get that.
Yeah, one more year.
But
it might not be.
Yeah, I know. There's like 3 quarterbacks that are supposed to be like first rounders. At least that I was seeing in mocks because I was looking at it. They're all like the 6'4" pocket quarterbacks. So it's not guys that are going to come in here and run Chip's offense.
I said that before, B. Wait, when Chip came to be coach of this team, that he didn't after Vic. He never had that type of quarterback at all. Even his second and third string quarterback he wanted.
Well, these like fringe guys, the Stephen Morris's, these guys he claimed off waivers. They are more along the lines, but they're not going to have to see the field.
Yeah, I just would have thought that they would have had somebody on the team that would be that type of quarterback that he wanted for that offense, just to have him back there, to even run it in the practice, be able to run that instead of having the stupid fake, which the quarterback doesn't have the ball. I mean, I don't understand it. When I see Bradford running that way, he don't have the ball. Just like Foles didn't have the ball in his hand. You're not fooling me on TV.
Well, the cameraman once in the game, though, in the third quarter, because he actually did run that one time, rolled out. I was like, holy shit, he's got it.
I remember one time last year, I forget who you played, but Foles ran the ball, and he had it, and the linebacker came up to him, and he just stopped. And Foles didn't even go down. He just stopped, and it's like a bear hugged him because he knew it. Couldn't believe he had the ball in his hand. He actually showed up on the other side of the line with the ball to play because the whole other team ran the other way with it. You gotta check that play out. You guys check. Did you guys hear? You gotta watch. It's not just me. You gotta watch Cam Newton on the line of scrimmage, man. Have you seen him on the line of scrimmage under center? No. The freaking dude sings. He sings.
I don't think that's true.
I'm telling you, I saw it. I'm not telling you it's not true. I don't know why he's pulled out 2 weeks in a row. I watched him already. Comes back, he comes up there and he moans at the line of scrimmage and he makes noises and he starts drawing out the calls. Like it's almost like he's preaching the calls. It's good stuff actually. It's working for him or whatever. He doesn't even say set or hike, man. He just moans out stuff and they go. It's good stuff. I tried to find it on a
well, it's not that. It shouldn't be hard to find just game footage of the Panthers.
Yeah, I can't.
Well, if you're searching Cam Newton moaning,
I did. I spelled it moaning. Cam Newton moaning.
Well, you're not going to find that.
Yeah, porno.
Just search. Just search for.
Just going to say.
Just search for any Panthers.
You better watch what you type in there, Cashy. With your browser history, you never know what's going to.
This week on your red zone crap or whatever you guys watch there, So.
No, I don't think I'm catching touchdowns, catching highlights. That's it.
All right, before we go to the wall report, anything in hockey?
No, please no.
Well,
God, no.
well, here's your thing. Here's your thing about the hockey. You said there is no waiting. There is a waiting period, 3 years.
That's not a coach is going in 3 years.
No, for in the Hall of Fame. For the Hall of Fame, it's 3 years.
I didn't say that.
And there have been some exceptions over the years with Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, Brett, who was it? Bobby Orr.
The fact that you have exceptions is weird.
Well, okay, look, I guess it is. I mean, but how often does these players come up in your lifetime, really? I mean, who was the last? I mean, other than I'm trying to just through the Pete Rose, but that's a bad example.
Right now, before we get Ovechkin is coming up on some serious record breaking here, and it's a shame because here's a guy who's approaching one of the top players ever in scoring, yet he's won nothing. He hasn't even, I don't think he's even appeared in the Stanley Cup final.
No.
I mean, he's made it to a final and got blown out, but he has done nothing in the NHL except score goals. He hasn't made players around him better. He really hasn't competed except for goal scoring.
Yep.
And even in Washington's worst seasons, he's scored 50 goals. So it's he's what he is. He's a player. He plays for himself. He has that reputation. He's already ruined he's ruined coaches' careers. He's bounced a couple coaches out already, and he's approaching what 500 goals already? No, close to it though. I forget what it was, but he's hey, he's a Hall of Famer for sure. Just on stats alone.
On stats. Well, the thing you'd mentioned, Chris Pronger, he was inducted technically while still an active player. In his case, he had signed a contract that would have caused severe hardship. Have that amnesty clause when they renegotiated. So he had to formally retire after suffering a career-ending head injury. He spent 3 years on an injured reserve list waiting for his contract to expire. But it turned out to be a good thing because the Coyotes needed his contract to actually make their minimum pay, to hit league minimum.
Yeah.
And they probably have the best crop of rookies this year. That's a scary thing.
Who's that?
Coyotes.
Oh.
The best group of rookies this year.
And they're not on my radar right now.
Not yet. 2
I'm
years.
just slowly watching my fantasy team lose, and it's the worst pain.
Don't worry about it, buddy.
It's the worst pain.
Yeah. Listen, you're Mikey the Wall. You got the Wednesday show. The hell do you?
Yeah, I mean this is the league. This is the league where I don't really care as much. I mildly that I'm the commission. That's what I'm 8-1 in. So
yeah,
that's when it matters.
Now the Wall report.
It is time once again for the Wall report. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Like I said, you can always check it out. sgshow.net. The Wall report page. I'm always going to post the links the next day. There's some quality ones from last week and some pretty sketchy ones that you probably shouldn't be pulling up at work. That first picture scarred me. I actually had to block to make sure no one saw that at work. But yes, and also when you're going to the website, don't forget to check out our Woman Crush Wednesday of the week. I know you guys were big fans of this week's selection, Miss Kate Upton, as well as the background of your computer, Cashy. I appreciate that. But it's time for the Wall report. The first one I want to follow up with something from last week I mentioned with Reggie Bush. Terry tore his ACL slipping on the concrete in St. Louis. He's actually going to file a suit against the city of St. Louis for having that concrete in the stadium because the city owns the stadium. So like I said, his career's probably over.
Slip and fall, man. That's what it is.
Exactly.
It's like being in the supermarket.
Exactly. Slip and fall at Acme, tear your ACL, you're going to sue him. That's what happens. So
We just got to get that Kardashian money back.
I mean, like I said, he's a 31-year-old running back coming up with a torn ACL and meniscus. In all likelihood, his career is probably over.
Ooh.
So he's got to get that last payday. If you're not going to get it from the NFL, get it from the city of St. Louis. The university, speaking of Missouri, University of Missouri president Tim Wolf was forced to resign following protests and boycotts from teachers, and the entire football team said they were not going to play anymore if he wasn't ousted, and he was.
He didn't want to go too. He was fighting that off for a while, but
okay, apparently the way he handled racial harassment on campus,
like it was no big deal.
I mean, obviously it's good that he stepped up. I was kind of interested. I mean, to see would they actually not show up to a game. I mean, I wanted to see if that would happen or not. Unfortunately, fortunately, I guess the guy resigned. Tim, actually, first I thought it was Tom Wolf, the guy who always runs for like governor around here. I don't know if you know who that is. Yeah, ever see his commercials? I was like, how the hell did he get to Missouri? Different guy, and it looks the same too. It does. It looks exactly the same. Cal Football, their Twitter account posted the hashtag TBT, which is the Throwback Thursday. You reminisce about the good old days. They put one up reminiscing about their overtime win against Oregon 10 years ago, led by Marshawn Lynch, scoring a game-winning touchdown. They had a picture of him from the game. It all sounds great and fine and dandy. Unfortunately, I guess it's a little revisionist history. They didn't win that game. They actually lost that game 10 years ago. So they got called out by fans. They deleted the tweet, but of course, nothing's ever deleted from the internet. So it's, if you're going to put up a reminiscing status or tweet about this great winning touchdown run by Marshawn Lynch, make sure you actually won the game. Maybe actually check the score of the game first. Former Oakland Raider. I don't really know this guy, but I'm sure you guys would. You guys are older than I am. Former Oakland Raider and first-round pick Anthony Smith, defensive end, like 1990s first-round pick. He was convicted of killing 3 people. 2001, he's facing life in prison. I mean, he's living up to the Raiders moniker, though. I'm sure Al Davis would be proud of him right now.
He ain't no Jimmy Superfly Snooker. That's
no,
for sure.
No. I mean, well, he probably is. Actually, is. The NBA, they've been allowing players to wear these special red, white, and blue socks in honor of their Hoops for Troops week. Everyone's wearing them during a recent Lakers game. The entire team was wearing them. Of course, Kobe opted out. He said, "I'm not wearing those." That's good old Kobe Bryant. Just loving the U.S. of A.
He didn't think of it. It's no good.
No, so yeah, everybody the entire game. They have a screenshot of like the game. Everyone's jumping up for rebounds. So you see the entire team coming around the ball, all wearing these special socks with all the proceeds go to the troops. And you see Kobe in his white socks. Like, what a dick! He really is. He's such a dick.
He can get a piece.
Exactly. Yeah, Kobe doesn't get a cut. Kobe doesn't take part in that. Speaking of wanting a piece, Real Madrid soccer star Karim Benzema. He's being charged for extortion. And he's a legit star. He's like one of the best players in the world. He's being charged for extortion after trying to blackmail one of his French national teammates, Mathieu Valbuena, for money. He took I don't know if he took it, but he got in possession basically of a sex tape of Valbuena. Valbuena is married. So he said, "I'm going to show this to your wife and the world if you don't give me thousands or I don't know the price Of course, that was reported to the feds because you can't do that. And he's he's in jail. He spent like a day or two in jail.
Different. Yeah.
But the guy I checked Kareem because Kareem Benzema is literally a star. He's one of the best players in the world.
I've heard of him.
Yeah,
so he has to be somebody.
He makes $161,000 a week. That's his contract that he makes.
Peanuts.
So he needs apparently to extort his teammate to get even more than that.
U.S. money or is that
I converted it.
Oh.
It was 150,000 pounds. I did some conversion.
Fiscally responsible.
See?
Wall
I'm not gonna report pounds and euros to you guys. It'll
Nice.
come sideways. But yeah, it's not enough. You need to extort a teammate and then possibly lose your career. That's nice.
What he didn't tell him, he was the other guy with his wife on a tape.
Yeah, probably two of those dudes. You all know soccer stars, right, Cashy? I know you love soccer.
Wide open net.
Serena Williams had her phone stolen from a restaurant, and she chased a guy down and got it back.
Ooh, that must have been hard.
She
What is that? The older one?
That's a YouTube sensation.
Oh my god!
What is?
I would be scared to death.
Down the street.
You see the video of it?
No, there's a video.
There's a video. Yeah,
Oh,
she chased the guy down the street.
Oh,
Nice.
I
Well, they obviously have cameras outside. Yeah,
want that on the wall. We put on the wall. I want everybody to
you
see
know
that.
what's coming. But yeah, the guy stole a phone, jetted out of the building. She chased down after him, caught him. She's a little crime stopper.
Beat us up. Beat him up.
I don't think she beat him. She actually politely asked for like, "Hey, you stole it." And he goes, "No, I didn't." And she's like, "What's that?" And he goes, "All right." He goes,
All right.
He goes,
All right.
All right, you got me. He
All
gave it back.
All right, can I have your
She
autograph?
didn't press any charges. I mean, once you get chased down by a 35-year-old woman, I mean,
She ain't no joke, though.
That's press charges enough. That's embarrassment enough. Fresno State has cut walk-on freshman corner, I believe he was, or safety possibly, Chris Pryor from the football team following in a joke that got out of hand, he says, where he threatened to shoot up the school on social media, on some social media app. I mean, why would you think this day and age that's something that you can joke about? It's like, how stupid
It's like,
can you be?
There's freedom of speech, and then there's what did they always tell us in school? You can't yell fire in a crowded theater. It's the same thing.
You
Just
can't
scaled up.
You can't yell, "I'm going to shoot up the school" on social media. That's a 2015 version of
That's a 2015.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can't do that. So he's cut and he's an idiot. More soccer for you here, Cash. This is something I think I should be a little concerned for.
I'm dying
here.
over here, man.
A Chelsea fan was fired from his job. He worked at an international law firm. He had a good job. He was fired from his job after he was on an online radio show, and he called Scouse scum. I don't know what that means. It's not really something dirty over there, but if I don't know, you can get fired for what you said on the internet, Cash. I think I should really watch what I say. I've said way worse than Scouse scum about people
Who
before.
fired him?
His job. He worked at an international law firm making good money.
So, it's all okay.
He lost his job because somebody saw the show that he was on, and he was being interviewed and outside of a game, and they fired him. So Cashy,
What'd he say?
Hey, you want to sign this?
Scouse, yeah, please
sign this.
sign that waiver.
Sign a release.
Yeah, so don't fire me. I mean, like I said, I've said much worse than that, so I can't imagine what happened to me. Canyon City High School, Colorado, they had to forfeit their game. The last game of the year, they needed to win it to go to the playoffs. The reason they had to forfeit it is because there's apparently a mass sexting scandal going on at the school that cost half the football team there. They all got expelled and suspended from school. So they just physically didn't have enough players to play the last game of the season to go to the playoffs, and they lost. They had to forfeit.
Oh my god.
That's a 2015 story for you there. You're not gonna. That's not an old school. Oh yeah, I remember the old day, the old sexing scandals back with the old Black Sox. You know, the same thing. Chinese commentator. There's more soccer for you, Cashy. Well, it's commentating, so you'll appreciate this one.
Yeah.
Chinese commentator Dong Lu. He was commentating the Chinese version of the Real Madrid PSG soccer game. He fell asleep while on the air.
No, well, gee, I wonder why.
He fell asleep while on the air. We're calling a game, and you hear him snoring. I heard a video.
That's all. I rest my freaking case or something like that.
Yes, I mean, look,
you're not helping the cause.
I put that in because I knew.
I want his face.
You just woke him up.
I knew he would love that one.
I want that guy's face on our wall. Okay.
I knew you would love. You're a big.
I'm not sleeping right behind
I want
us.
that picture. That guy back.
I'm not searching for Dong Lu. Okay.
Oh,
that's a good name too.
I'm not searching for Dong on Google. I'm not doing it. If you can find Dong Lu,
Google.
Go to page 55 after 55 pages of dongs in your face. I'm not looking at that.
We got the Gronkowski statue coming.
It's
got
coming.
the Dong Lu going to be up on here. You know.
A picture of him just passed out like this, sleeping. See, I figured you like that. You love soccer.
Yeah, but that's so typical of soccer.
He fell asleep. He has like 90. And finally, the Kansas City Royals, of course, won the World Series.
Oh yeah, I
last
forgot
week.
to report on that.
Yeah, I thought about that afterwards. But you said it's the Royals. Who cares?
Skip this, yeah.
But they had the World Series parade. 800,000 people showed up to it. Yeah, it's nice of them. If you see the picture, actually, the picture is pretty impressive. How they had like a wide angle of it. It's just people. The entire city is people.
I know what you're going to say next.
What?
The guy that did all the ranting on the stage.
No, that Johnny Gomes. Why was he there?
I didn't even know he was on the team.
Exactly. He didn't. He wasn't active.
Was he a Philly?
No, Johnny Gomes never.
You're thinking Wayne Gomes.
Wayne Gomes.
Yeah,
okay.
We had Wayne Gomes, the pitcher, Wayne Gomes.
What?
It literally would have been like if Jeff Jenkins came on stage during ours and put some emotional speech. Like it was like that. Actually, it'd be like Eric Bruntlett doing it. Why were you there?
Who gave you the Chili Peppers?
Who gave you a microphone? Why were you there?
I was watching. Who is this guy? I watched the series and see this.
Some heartfelt speech. Just go away. But no, the reason I mentioned the first of all, the picture is really impressive, but also the city population of Kansas City is only 470,000. So they almost doubled the city population just at the parade. Here's the thing: like you have when the Kings won the Stanley Cup, just the riots out there in Chicago, all these things happen. There were 3 arrests during the entire thing.
That's a disgrace.
3 arrests.
3 arrests. Listen, how much destruction of property?
We're knocking guys out on a football game, and they're getting 3 arrests.
Yeah. So and the best part, I love the fact that 800,000 people are apparently now Royals fans. Where I just out of curiosity, I searched.
That's all 800,000 of
their attendance record. They were 2014 before they started winning. Pretty much, they were the 6th worst attendance in baseball.
I believe it.
But now it's we have baseball. We have baseball. Okay, yeah, we won. Yeah, all right, let's go.
It's like that one scene in what do you call it? Oh my God, Cleveland Indians movie where we have a whole team and everything. Major League. Yeah, we got a team in uniforms. It's kind of great,
That's how it is. Seriously, they were the 6th worst attendance. Now apparently they double the city population to go. Oh yeah. Die hard, no Royals. They're probably saying, go Chiefs. They didn't know what team they were, but that's this week's Wall Report. I hope I didn't bore you with all my soccer news.
You know what's funny? I really thought there were. I was hoping it wasn't because there was a hockey story out there that
I bypass it.
I know for the Wall Report, but it was kind of funny.
This one dies on ice.
No, the Flint Firebirds. No. They fired their coach. After he led the team, I guess the team came back. They were losing 3-1. They won 4-3.
Michigan?
No, Flint. I guess it used to be the old Plymouth Whalers or whatever. It's an OHL team. It's the minor league, right?
Michigan, yeah.
But what happened was they were losing 3-1. Came back tied. It went to overtime. They won it in overtime. So the owner called all the coaches up to the box and fired them
because they won.
Because they won.
And they fired them because they won. They probably had a bad season before that.
Well, I don't know, but he fired them all, and
the team down in Florida.
The Queen, the team found help. They all walked up to the office and threw their jerseys on the desk and quit, including this owner's son, who was part of that team.
Well, when you're getting paid $100 a game, you can afford to do that. Go back to your normal job.
I just thought it was a hysterical story.
Now you have a point. There's
not a person in Flint who can afford to go.
Yeah, exactly. They're not drawing 800,000 to their parade. Not drawing 8 to their parade.
Yeah. All right.
Well, they came back against the champ. Oshawa Generals.
Oshawa Generals. Big fan, right?
Yeah, I guess.
You got an Oshawa Generals jersey.
They got a shooter, someone can put the puck in the net because the Flyers will take them. All right, that's the Wall Report. My man Mikey the Wall. I got the chef to the left, Brendan B over there. I'm Cashy the King. This is the Sports Goombahs Show, brought to you by Castle Public Adjusters. Don't forget the Wednesday show. What are we, week 10?
We are going to week 10.
Week 10 of the fantasy sports. And if you don't tune in to Mikey the Wall, you ain't winning.
And you guys got to check out sgshow.net. You have to check it out.
Yeah.
It's more than just a show. We got
a lot of
shit stuff there for you.
Man. We got some shit going on this.
We got music.
Now.
We got hot girls.
Yeah.
We got fantasy football.
I don't know where the hell you get this music from, but it's not bad.
It's not bad. See?
Yeah. It's good.
We take requests.
Some happy shit. No one can come after us for playing it.
No, you can't.
It's all bought and paid for.
We got some wrestling on there.
Yeah, we got everything. Sports Goombahs. Join us next week, 9 o'clock, same time. And just so you know, we're podcasting all week in case you just want to listen to it in your car. But Wednesday night show, 8 o'clock, right here, and next Monday. Sports Goombahs. We're out.
Happy anniversary.